India Limited and Crompton Greaves Limited for over 15 years. Sir, we would like to hear.
Thank you, Savita. Good morning to all. Dr. Shukla, Dr. Gomez, my friend Dr. Kedia, and all other respected dignitaries, and joining this event live from across the world. I welcome you all, and basically look forward to this wonderful event which our Indian Biogas Association has organized. We all at the Government of India and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy are keen to really look forward to see how the bio-CNG and the compressed biogas sector moves forward, and have all the support from our end to ensure that this particular initiative that we have taken, along with the private sector investment, along with the world technologists and all the key developers in this area, really take this initiative forward. You are all aware that Indian Biogas Association has been taking key initiatives in such sector, and we do recognize and appreciate the efforts of the key officials here. It is a privilege that Mr. Gaurav has taken this lead, and today we see over 2,000 plus participants participating in this. Almost having all the best technology providers into this arena. So what we need now is to take this initiative forward. The Government of India and the Satat scheme has really given all the support that is required for ensuring there is a proper offtake of the compressed biogas. We at the ministry are ensuring that a proper production technology focused approach is being given, a proper appraisal is being done, and all the financial support that is required for this sector is accorded to the eligible developers. So there is a lot of emphasis. There are a lot of key initiatives that the government has taken over the last couple of years, including, I think there is something to name, and the latest was also from the ministry side, my ministry side, on the concessional custom duty that we have now issued. The circular related to that, all the developers can take benefit out of that to bring in the best technology that is available. Most of the issues related to the biomanure, the priority sector lending, the pollution categorizations have been all really looked at, and with the efforts of you all, it has now almost streamlined. And and when I was talking to Dr. Shukla, I always see the passion behind his initiatives that he has started almost 15 years back. And that really has brought this country to a level where we can now really proudly say that the energy transition in this sector, which is developing mobility and the cooking areas, is also moving towards a very clean energy transition. Ministry has for the last 40 years worked on biogas, small biogas sector, but the sector has grown big. With 50 lakh biogas plants across India, I'm sure we now look forward to those huge bio-CNG plants which will take the mobility sector towards green transition. So with this, I wish all the best and look forward to insights as well as key technologies that can now serve the Indian context, Indian waste, and also bring this mission from waste to wealth a reality. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I wish the entire success to this event, and will really catch you up again whenever next time arises. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, sir, for those inspirational words. Next, we have Dr. Claudius da Costa Gomez, CEO, German Biogas Association. To quickly introduce Dr. da Costa Gomez, he is the Managing Director of the German Biogas. In April 2000, he took over as Managing Director of GBA, which now has more than 4,700 members and 40 employees all over Germany. Since then, he has been active in developing and shaping the renewable energy and biogas sector on a national and international level. Sir, we are eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Thank you, Savita.
Sir?
Dear Dr. Shukla, dear Mr. Jagdale, thank you very much for having the chance to give some words right here. It's a great pleasure for me to be part of this conference and ePavilion today. I have been working in the biogas sector for more than 20 years, as you heard already, and I'm happy to say that in Germany, I was able to play my part in setting up the biogas sector from scratch. A small group of enthusiasts established the German Biogas Association in 1992, and since then, we have seen a tremendous change. While back in the 90s, we were only looking at about 250 biogas plants and only a handful of members, we now have more than 9,350 biogas plants with a total of more than 5,000 megawatts installed electric capacity. Our association now counts more than 4,700 members. Currently, we are proud to be Europe's biggest biogas association. This is the result of many years of work, especially in supporting the German government with our knowledge and insight into the technology and its advantages. I'm happy to say that German Biogas Association played a major role in establishing the regulatory framework as well as technical standards in order to bring growth to the sector. Surely, while early years were boom years in Germany, the last few ones have been a struggle in some ways. But we also see this as a chance to develop the sector further and to contribute to a greener future. Only last year, the German Renewable Energy Act was again amended. This act has been the core of our energy transition for the last 20 years. We have come a very long way, but also know that we still have a long one before us. For a long time, our focus was mainly on the German market. But for the last 10 years, we have also been closely following and supporting international markets and biogas sector with great interest. We do think that we can all benefit from an exchange of ideas, knowledge, and technology. We are glad to have so many partners by now all over the world to connect with. Biogas is a renewable technology, surely is not one of the simplest, but it definitely has the most advantages and uses. Apart from providing energy as electricity, heat, coolness, and CNG and LNG, we are looking at a solution to waste management and the production of high quality fertilizer. Of course, not to forget the positive effects of biogas with regards on climate protection and income possibilities for people in rural areas. 2020 was a tough year for everyone and especially for the economies. In 2021, we are still facing the challenges of the pandemic situation, but have adapted somewhat. Basically, in every part of the world, economies are under pressure. Companies are struggling due to the sudden changes. Therefore, we are very happy to see that the Indian Biogas Association, who has been our partner in a mutual project for more than 5 years now, took the step to set up this first biogas e-pavilion and conference in India. This way, the Indian biogas sector can continue to establish ideas, to exchange ideas and solutions, network, get into touch with one another and keep innovation going. This is why I would like to thank IBA team and all the supporting partners for this effort in setting up this great event. I'm very much looking forward to many interesting presentations, talks, and ideas, and wish you all the same. Thank you very much and good success for this top event.
Thank you, sir. Really, sir, your service towards the industry is phenomenal, and the audience will definitely draw cues from your contribution. Thank you once again. Then we have Dr. A.R. Shukla, President, Indian Biogas Association. Dr. Shukla superannuated as advisor bioenergy from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, after working for about 29 years. In all, he has about 42 years of experience in policy planning and developing R&D projects on renewable energies at national level, devising dissemination programs along with its implementation, development of standards, and involvement in country-wide monitoring focused at increasing outreach. We welcome you, sir, and would definitely like to hear from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you to Indian Biogas Association, all the colleagues and international support which we have got from the GBA and other organizations, and Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Sources in particular, who has been the pioneer in this sector. So we are all here, and ePavilion really this year, as IBA, we thought that we have to ultimately develop a business. Now, if business is to be developed, then we have to see all the aspects of the bioenergy, not only biogas. So once we are going to set up biogas, we will be coming across all other types of biomass waste and biomass resources. And if we consolidate all the technologies together, integrate them together, then it will be possible for us to have a better business case, because the programs have been there worldwide in different countries in different manners at different points of time, including in India. But still, this sector is requiring support. So I thought that, we thought from the Indian Biogas Association that from now onwards, all our international and national events which we are going to organize will be centering around bioenergy as a whole, not only biogas. So biogas is fuel, biosolid fuel, bioliquid fuel, all the three we have to take together. Then we can have a better business portfolio as far as success is concerned. So I have attempted to put some thoughts together for this morning in the Bioenergy Pavilion 2021. And the subject itself says that we have to have integrated vision and policy. Up till now, whatever has been happening in India specifically, we are not having integrated approach and integrated policy. Though these words have been coined several points of time, but if you see the ground reality, it is not happening. Different ministries are having different programs. All the aspects, be it gaseous fuel or solid fuel or liquid fuel, something or other is available. But integration of that is not available. But I thought at we have to let us apply our mind together in this Bioenergy Pavilion 2021 and see what kind of recommendations which can come and which makes this sector successful in India, and also other countries, similar countries who are having and facing these kind of problems, they can also adopt and after certain required modification as required in their countries. So with this, if we go to the situation, then what we'll find that these biogaseous fuel, bioliquid fuel, and biosolid fuel. Now, even the policies which the government had earlier from MNRE, it says biofuel policy, but it was only talking of bioliquid fuels. Now, the bioenergy policy of bioenergy policy of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, that does talk of the liquid fuels as well as the gaseous fuels, but they are also silent on the biosolid fuels. So therefore, integration is not there, and that is what I thought to put these thoughts together. So in all these three fuels, we have the biomass. Biomass is a common denominator. And therefore, we have to see that if it is available, it should be available for different technologies according to their capabilities and potential to perform better or give better outputs. And that is how the judicious collection and utilization of the biomass is very essential. And that is very important for any country for this to succeed. Reason being that we have to have all the four needs in any country, specifically in India, the food, fodder, fertilizer, and fuel. That is to be met from the same biomass produced from the limited land which we have for different applications, including industries, housing, etc. So therefore, if we talk up these four, then what happens that we can generally, not like in any other country, some other countries, generally we have to use the biomass waste of different types in different forms and use it for the most appropriate technology for which it can be used, instead of converting it to one type of fuel and then generating one type of energy. So therefore, our policies, strategies are to be shifted accordingly. And then the hybridization with which I started. Now integration means the hybridization. We have to have different technologies, bioenergy technologies, by solid fuel, by liquid fuel, and by gaseous fuel technologies. They are at one location because the biomass of different types are being produced at every location, most of them. And therefore, all these technologies are to be at one center. Now, in addition, if other renewable energy technology is also there, for example, wind energy or solar energy, which it can be integrated, let it be done. But the main nucleus is to be around the bioenergy, all the three types. So therefore, we have to prioritize a near mark. What sometimes one may see that in the field, what people are doing, they will collect all types of biomass, including the biomass which is having 80%, 60%, 70% water. That also they will suggest to give a technology saying that you please dry it and burn it, gasify it. So we have to refrain from them, and therefore we have to prioritize the biomass waste according to the technologies which are very suitable for that. So for that, if you go, then the biogas, bio-CNG can be generated from the fuels which are loose and leafy. In general, if it is a biomass waste, agro waste, or the forest waste, or it is a cattle dung or the animal waste of different types, excluding the bones, etc., all other animal waste can be utilized. And that is the best technology. No other technology can compete if you see the production in terms of fertilizer, the energy, and also the cost. If you convert these ones to liquid fuels, then the cost becomes very high. And then again, you will not be having the organic fertilizer. So therefore, it is better that we use these types of waste for the bio-CNG and biogas generation. The woody biomass could be used either as a pellet or as a briquette in general, and that can be used for generation of heat energy, cold energy, whatever energy we want to use, we can do it. And technologies are available in Europe, in other countries, and also in India. But it shouldn't be used for the direct burning, what is happening in the rural area. That's the challenge today. In rural areas also, a lot of biomass is getting burnt because the technologies which are available, they are not affordable by the locals, and therefore we have to find a solution. Some suggestions I can share with you now during the course in this presentation. And then liquid fuels, we go for, if we can do the second generation, third generation technology for doing the ethanol production, better it is, because it is going to be a costlier. And once the gas is able to do all types of applications, then it is better to go for that instead of going for the liquid fuels. And the thing which is to happen in India and in some other countries also, that we have to have the biomass mining area approach. Because if you want to involve the private sector to collect the biomass and process it and also utilize it for these different types of technologies, liquid fuel, solid fuel, gaseous fuel, what I have mentioned, then if different operators are there in the same area, then the paucity of biomass waste will be there, biomass will be there, and that will create problem. And the plant will become sick, and therefore the operator will become sick. And therefore it is required, to my mind, that we can do the mining area allotment concept introduced in this, that isn't for mining of any other thing, coal, etc. So if we do that, and it is very much possible, all the types of biomass waste, solid waste, liquid waste, whatever waste is available, that particular entrepreneur for a required period of time as decided in the policy to be formulated, then it will be possible to ensure that the biomass supply is available to the plant set up in that area. that area. Otherwise, the biomass itself will not be available. And unlike solar and wind, the biomass waste is essential for any biomass because that is the raw material as a feed material, just like coal for coal power plants. So we have to think very seriously on this as a policy in any government in a country. This I have briefly already touched upon the national biofuel policy that is available, and of course for bio-CNG viability gap funding etc. is available, but it is yet to see the light of the day. Satat scheme, good thing is that MOPNG, Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, they have given a platform where they assure that if you sell your bio-CNG as per standards of BIS and as per the guideline of program, they will be able to buy it at certain cost, certain rates. Rupees 46 they call as Indian rupees. However, many rather practically none of the plants have come up exclusively which are going to do a new plant and do the under the Satat scheme. So therefore, there is a need to sit down and relook into it. And the Niti Aayog with whom we have approached in India, they have formed certain committees and they have suggested for forming certain committees to look at this in between MNRE and MOPNG and Ministry of Fertilizer. So the fertilizer support now that is available, but not for biogas sector. And for city compost, it is available. We are working on it with the government that it is done. Ministry of Forest, Environment and Forest has got the policy support for this, and that is the reason why in the urban area, the municipalities have started talking of segregation of waste and utilization for the energy generation as well. But generally they are going for the composting, which is the simplest they feel in India. Of course, once it is composted, then we are going to liberate and generate gases in the environment. So it is not good from the environmental point of view. And also the land requirement, etc., and the kind of energy which they are using in the plants, electricity, that is also not good, and that is not in the long run is going to sustain. Drinking water sanitation Govardhan scheme, that is yet to start, but the scheme is there. Now, MNRE is having different program. Ministry of Renewable Energy, they have the family size program, as Jagdale Sahab has mentioned. They have the power generation program for small capacity and larger capacity. They have bio-CNG generation program. And also they have got the biomass solid fuels program, for which they support the systems. If you are going to use the gasification system or the steam generation system using the biomass, some support is available from there. But then the collection of biomass, processing of biomass, transportation of biomass, for that it is not available from any of the ministries. And the situation, I have been in the rural area for 3 months continuously. I have seen the ground reality. And I have found that people are having a lot of good logs available. So many trees are falling. But if you say that you please buy it, they say I don't buy because the burning of the fuel wood is not there even in the rural area. The gaseous fuel, the LPG cylinders are reaching, and therefore they are not buying. So if they are not buying for cooking applications, then in rural areas, these wood logs are lying without anything. And therefore, there's a need to use a policy, that need to put a policy where all these biomass are collected and gainfully utilized. And for that, the minimum support price, what is available for the grains, food grains, maybe minimum support price can also be considered for the biomass fuel. And then we think of the technologies, how we can process the solid biomass waste in a decentralized manner, and so that the volume is reduced, and ultimately supply it to different technologies, be it liquid or solid or gaseous fuel as a fuel. For example, for biogas also, if you can pelletize the biomass waste, which is in bulky in nature available somewhere, and transport it, it is possible to have relatively larger plant. Similarly, for the liquid fuel, the same thing can be done. And for the solid fuel, of course, the pelletization and briquettes are necessary for combustion, because the bulk transportation and the carbon footprint is going to create a problem to this sector in the long run. However, the policy from the government of India is available for liquid fuels, where the higher prices are being given, prices are given for bioethanol. That is a good sign. I hope that for other sectors, the biosolid fuels and biogaseous fuel, similar policies will also be done. Of course, now these are the details, the generation-based incentive and providing biogas fertilizer fund. If we talk of in bioenergy terms, then we can rename it at the bioenergy gaseous and fertilizer fund. So because biogas is going to address only a part of it, but the liquid fuel and solid fuels are left, and therefore what bioenergy is there, then let it be bioenergy gas and fertilizer fund. And similarly, the generation-based incentive, it is made available for the biogas and bio-CNG. In case it is not available, made available, then other policy support so that it becomes affordable to the private players. So some of these suggestions I have been talking to at different forums in India. And for example, if you want to take the good price for it, then the domestic pool price mechanism is available in governmental setup. Gas Authority of India Limited, GAIL, is operating that. So we suggested to NITI Aayog and to GAIL and to MOPNG that let them use this tool to fix a suitable price for the bio-CNG itself. And the other two concepts which are added is the village gas distribution. Because gas is generated in a decentralized manner, because the biomass waste is available in a decentralized manner, and fertilizer is also to be used in a decentralized manner. Why not to have the village gas distribution, just like city gas distribution in India? So these thoughts as IBA we are putting to the policy makers in India, and we hope that the good bioenergy come natural gas grid infrastructure in a decentralized and centralized manner will be created over a period of time during coming years. Now, Atmanirbhar Bharat is something which we have to now think of, because it is one sector to my mind why it is not catching up, because it is only Atmanirbhar. We have the technology, we have the resource, but we don't have the funds which can sustain it and for that. So therefore, if suitable policy comes, by single suitable policy, we'll be able to do it indeed. It's totally Atmanirbhar in bio-CNG and biofuel sector we can become. Some issues which are concerned for the local promoters, it is known, I will not elaborate at this point of time because of the paucity of time. And Atmanirbhar Bharat I have already mentioned. And as Mr. Gomez has also mentioned, that we are going to have the environmental consideration also in this sector, which is very great if you go for the biogas and bioenergy sector supporting from the policy level. So therefore, we have to think of paradigm shift for the entire bioenergy sector, not only for biogas, but also for bioliquid fuel and biosolid fuel. So my request to the policy makers in India and in other countries that you please integrate the solid fuel, liquid fuel and biogaseous fuel and do it so that we are able to do a good business and good service to the nation's fuel operating. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I hope the elaborations and deliberations on the points which I mentioned will be done, and a very good recommendation will come, which as IBA we will be taking it further for utilization nationally as well as globally. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We can draw a lot of inspiration from you. Indeed, sir has contributed his sweat and blood for the industry, and the bioenergy fraternity is proud to have a mentor like you. Those words from you are really precious for our audience. Next, we have Ms. Ravneet Mann, Vice President, Invest India. Ravneet is currently Vice President at Invest India with 13 years of experience in market entry and business expansion strategy. In her role as VP, she is leading investment promotion and facilitation in India. She has led multiple public-private engagements at global platforms as a part of the outreach strategy to highlight investment opportunities and drive FDI into India. Additionally, she has also worked in close capacity in the PMO and with senior officials from federal ministers and state governments to work on policy and develop an investor outreach strategy. We welcome you, ma'am, and now we would like to hear from you.
Thank you, Savita. It's a pleasure to be here. I congratulate you and applaud you for this event, the first of its kind, and I wish you, due success for it being a recurrent feature. My congratulations to, the other speakers in this session. Without taking much time, I just, Mr. Shukla made such a lovely presentation, and he has covered everything I feel on the ground that I had prepared one slide, which I feel has sort of been made redundant. So I will just be speaking about Invest India and what Invest India really is all about. Please let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so Invest India is the National Investment Facilitation and Promotion Agency of the Government of India. We are housed under DPIIT, that is the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, under the aegis of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Being a governmental agency funded by the Government of India, a lot of work that we do involves liaising between the private sector and the government, on one side, and effectively being a conduit for transfer of communication both ways. And being governmental entity as well, we also do not charge anything for our fee, which range all the way from facilitating and helping investors when they're at a pre-investment stage, vis-a-vis, let's say, market research or segment information, or understanding the FDI policy as they're looking at entering India, all the way to once an investor does decide to look at India as, as an option, in terms of property, location research, assessment, understanding duties, getting you connected with the industry, players. We also do a lot of aftercare where a great chunk of our work comes into play in terms of policy advocacy and assistance we provide in terms of ongoing projects. I'm going to, in the interest of time, skip this slide, but as Mr. Shukla said, there is a great chunk of work to be done, and there is a great opportunity to be achieved. And 62, MMT total CBG potential in India is one that I just want to highlight over here. Under the Invest India umbrella, the operational arm of the Make in India campaign, we have various other missions as offshoots of, the same endeavor to promote manufacturing in the country and bring new technologies to light. A few of them I've highlighted on this slide over here. One being the Waste to Wealth mission under the Swachh Bharat Unnat Bharat mission, set up under the PMST Act, which is the Prime Minister's Science, Technology, Innovation and Advisory Council, through the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, to the Government of India, Professor K. Vijayaraghavan, is to identify, technological solutions for India's waste challenges. And we will soon be having a Waste to Wealth challenge that shall be going live, which is going to be looking at paddy crop residue management technology. And our team would be happy to get in touch, with all, entities and organizations that would be interested in participating in this challenge. We also have Agni, which is accelerating growth for New India's innovations. Assist a Concern, another program, again, under the Office of the PSA, which helps commercialize, Indian technological innovation, whether it be in terms of helping them reach that level of commercialization within India or abroad. We do have a lot of international partnerships as well, where we try to Indian technologies to scale at the international plan. Startup India, another sister concern, is a one-stop platform for all stakeholders in the startup ecosystem. And under the Startup India program, we've had over 38,000 plus startups that have been recognized. Just wanted to highlight, and bring to your attention a new initiative that was formalized recently under the Union Cabinet, which is the Project Development Cells, which is set up across 25 central government ministries of the Government of India. These PDCs are, a mechanism to promote and fast track investments into certain crucial and critical sectors. And as part of this framework, Invest India, along with the Ministry of PNG, the Ministry of Renewable Energy, a lot of 25 other ministries, we're working to support and facilitate investors to boost growth in related sectors. And we also have to our access, the Empowered Group of Secretaries, which is a unique interministerial mechanism that is, been formulated and can be created to take out of turn, I would say, approvals or exceptions that may be so required to be able to clear and, address, certain projects in a timely manner. And this should also, include in terms of resolution of any particular policy issues that may be needed to, see the light of day. So Invest India, in a nutshell, is a one-stop platform, and we hope that we can work with a lot of organizations here in terms of helping you in terms of partner research, any clearance guidance that you may need in terms of policies or issues you may be facing. And we're very excited in terms of our partnership with IBA, and this is a great start. And I wish this platform and this e-pavilion, the Bioenergy Pavilion, a great success. Thank you.
Thank you for your precious inputs, ma'am. With those inspirational thoughts from you, we are now definitely optimistic of huge investments coming into the bioenergy sector in near future. So it was a pleasure to hear from all our esteemed guests for the inaugural ceremony. Now when the Bioenergy e-pavilion stands open, over the 2 days of this event, it will showcase a wide spectrum of exhibitors spanning the entire industry value chain, a conference spanning diverse topics featuring eminent speakers from across the globe, and will feature innovative segments such as Investors Corner.
Yeah, nevertheless, let me take this further. So thanks a lot. Thanks for everyone. That was really, really inspiring. And I think that was one of the motivation behind organizing such kind of e-expo, that we all come at the same platform and we take the thing further. Thanks again once again. And with this, I think the floor is open, and we are expecting close to 2,000 visitors. We already have national and international exhibitors, so some of the very renowned one from Europe. And once again, with the investment coming, with the technical support coming from India side, also from the abroad, and all the how do you say, intention behind to make it really a big success. So we are very, very hopeful, and we are very, not only hopeful, we know that this will happen. So thanks again, thanks a lot, and we look forward to have a positive collaboration. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gomez. Thank you, Ramnesh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.